Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Golden.
Damn it, not again.
So, in the last part we headed into the television world to try and investigate Saki's death and ended up having to fight a whole bunch of monsters called Shadows. And at the start of this part, basically we're entering into the liquor store that Saki's family own, which was supposedly the place that she created here when she ended up getting mauled by Shadows. So yeah, we pretty much get a taste of what basically she was thinking about, basically all the stuff that's in her mind, basically, when she got stuck in here. How much shit she was getting from her dad for going in here, and how much shit she got from pretty much everyone around her for becoming a part-timer at Jeunesse. And now we get to hear Saki's voice.
Daddy was a real pain in the
And?
ass.
Yeah, this didn't go in the direction which I would have thought it would the first time I played the game.
But he takes it completely the
So
wrong way.
yeah, apparently Saki was a little bit frustrated with Yosuke. You know, this girl that he liked thought that he was a pain in the ass, and he was, you know, she was only nice to him because of the fact that that was, you know, he's the manager's son, so she's got to be kind of nice and courteous to him because of all the stuff, because that's, you know, she's working there. And so you know, it's kind of, so that's kind of how she genuinely feels. I think they're supposed to kind of mix it up here. Like, it's kind of like, is this genuinely how she feels, or is Yosuke figuring this stuff out, or is this something that Yosuke is kind of radiating out because he's about to awaken to his persona and have to face off against his shadow? I think they're supposed to mean that is genuinely what Saki meant. Because then we get all this stuff that the Shadow Yosuke is saying, where basically, yeah, so with Yosuke's shadow kind of spewing all this stuff about him, that, you know, he tries to be the nice happy-go-lucky guy so that he doesn't end up all by himself, and that he didn't come, you know, that coming here for Saki's sake was kind of just an excuse. That, you know, it's just an excuse for him to go off and try and do something interesting just because he's so fed up and bored with this, you know, town out in the middle of the sticks. And that he genuinely kind of hates this place and does not want to be here.
Stop it! You're just trying to act like a big shot. If all went well, hey,
yeah. His shadow's kind of saying all this stuff, which is partially true. He does genuinely. Her death was the perfect excuse. Yeah.
Who are you?
I also think it's basically that the shadow is trying to get a rise out of him, trying to piss him off and say all these horrible things, so that he will lose his shit and yeah. So it gets Yosuke to deny that this shadow, these kind of dark emotions and these dark thoughts are actually a part of him. So yeah, and because this is the first awakening scene that we see, we get an animated cutscene for it. This is actually something that I actually like what Persona 5 did, where every awakening was this fully was given this kind of treatment with like a major cutscene kind of showing everybody awakening to their persona. Yosuke's the only one who gets this just because he's the first one to get it. Everyone else, we just get standard you know, PS2 quality cutscenes, which just don't look as impressive. But yeah, so now we've got to face off against Shadow Yosuke. And yeah, this is pretty much the only attack which can cause a problem for us. It's basically a wind attack, which is our weakness, because our first persona is electrical based, or lightning based, I should say. So whenever he's building up for that attack, that is when we have to guard so that we don't get knocked on our ass. But what's also fun is the fact that Shadow Yosuke's weakness is lightning. So yeah, your best strategy for this fight is basically use Zio and then follow up with either a normal attack or with cleave. Because we don't have access to our all-out attack yet, because there's only one. We only have one person here, obviously. So it's just all about causing as much, just hitting the damage. Now, when he guards, that means he's going to follow up with the Wind of Oblivion attack. So guard, and then it causes damage, but the damage is reduced, and you're also getting knocked on your ass. So let's finish you off, buddy. Yeah, and this is really we had our tutorial battle. This is like our tutorial boss fight. It's really not that it's not that hard, to be honest with you, as long as you take your time. Now, Izanagi, do we learn a new ability here? I think we do. Yes, we learn Rakunda. Rakunda is really fucking useful. Rakunda reduces the defense of one enemy for 3 turns, so it's really fucking useful for boss fights. And for, you know, super strong enemies. So now that we defeated it, Yosuke's shadow is kind of calmed down.
From you, Yosuke. You have to admit it.
And it's basically a case of, you know, it'll just keep going berserk unless Yosuke can accept that this is a part of him. You're still you, man.
Myself.
Chill.
Damn it. Hurts to face yourself. I knew it wasn't lying. But I was so ashamed that I didn't want to admit it.
So, yeah.
And I'm you.
And that's the reason why you kind of denied it, because, you know, he's just kind of ashamed that all those horrible thoughts that this, and horrible things that this shadow said, they are a part of him. And he has thought these things, but it's not. But at the same time, he still wanted to come here because of, you know, to try and find out what happened with Saki as well.
My persona.
You know, and at this point, he does genuinely want to help Teddy as well.
At
this point,
voice. Wonder if that was something Senpai had been keeping deep down inside. He was a real pain in the ass, huh?
Yeah, I think they play it off as that is genuinely what Saki thought.
Embarrassing.
It isn't just, you know, it isn't linked to Yosuke's shadow and what he's maybe scared was the truth. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, Teddy, could Senpai have been attacked by her other self here? Like
so yeah.
Just happened to me?
I think so. The shadows here were originally born.
Yeah, we also, this is where we've basically, it's kind of
players,
stated that
they all go berserk.
this is how basically it works. The dead bodies come about because they get stuck in here, the fog clears, the shadow, their own shadow goes berserk, and then it just murders them. So, and that's why the body gets chucked out there into the real world when it gets all foggy over there.
It's not comfortable for you here. I don't hear any more voices. I think we're done with this place. Let's go back.
Oh, yeah, this thing as well about this world isn't comfortable for humans. That is also another excuse as to why you can't just, you know, go into a dungeon and then continue and do other things after you've been in the dungeon. They kind of explain it as, you know, the world, this world kind of causes you a lot of fatigue, and so that's why after you've finished in this world, and gone through a dungeon, you can't
That's
actually
probably
do
where they were when
anything
the
else
shadows
except
attacked
go to bed for that following night. Sorry about that. It's a, it's a way of making sure you don't finish stuff up too fast, basically.
The shadows get really violent then. I always get so scared I have to hide when it happens. I sensed people here twice before, but both of them disappeared after the fog lifted.
Yeah,
So
so
let's get this straight. Senpai
definitely
and
seems like the
Yamano
Shadows
were
Gate
thrown
basically
in here,
went berserk
and
and
since they couldn't
killed
get out, they wandered around. After a while, that shadow thing came out.
Sayuki Senpai and
Fog cleared, it went berserk,
Mayumi
and it ended
Yamano,
up killing
so-
her. Does that sound right? So if I'd been here until the fog cleared, I would have been in much deeper trouble?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So,
You were
yeah.
lucky. Sensei and we were here with you.
Damn it.
Yeah, and this is also a reason why you can't go in here when the fog has been cleared in here, because they kind of explained that even with your persona powers, the shadows going super berserk would be too dangerous and too much of a problem for you to handle, basically.
Maybe they're keeping a close eye on us.
It's nice that they basically give you reasons as to why you can't just barrel through the whole game.
We might be able to fight them. We might save people.
Are you saying if anyone else gets thrown in here, we can save them before they disappear? Like how you guys just saved me?
Seems to be the case.
Anyways, we need to catch the one who's
So yeah,
people in
basically
here
this
and make
kind
him
of
stop.
sets up our mission, which kind of aligns with what we promised Teddy as well. We promised Teddy that we'd find out who's been doing this and kind of throw people in here.
If shadows are born
But in order to do that,
humans,
we can wait
what was
until
Teddy born
the serial killer
even know
throws
where you
people
came
in
from?
here, and then we can
No,
save
shit,
them
we
and
know.
then ask them whether they remember
know
anything
some
as to,
things, mostly about
how
this
they were
world.
thrown in, who they were
I
thrown
don't
in
know
by.
anything about myself. To be
Sorry, fucking
honest.
hell.
I
Who they
never
were
thought
thrown in
about
by,
it until
that sort of
now.
stuff.
Are you serious? No wonder we couldn't get a straight answer out of you.
Will you guys come back here?
Dude, we made a promise, of course.
You'll keep your word?
It's also the game.
Well, you're the one who said you
I
weren't
can't
letting us out
continue
unless
the
we did.
game if we don't come back in here and do the dungeons.
That's right. Okay, I'll let you out. But there's one thing. I'll be waiting for you guys here.
Okay.
You need to come in from the same place
So this is
every
another
time,
reason.
we
So
can meet
basically,
up.
we have to go in at the Jeunesse TV place every single time so that we
Come in
can
from somewhere else,
come into the TV
but
world and
then
meet up with Teddy,
we won't end
and
up
then he
here.
can show us to
Might
where
show up
the
somewhere I couldn't get to you.
next person who's been thrown in here is. So if we want to,
Got it?
so if we enter into
pretty much.
any other
All
place,
right,
we
can
could
you show
end
us
up
the way
into
out?
some place
Roger
super
that.
dangerous and
One exit coming right up.
be completely screwed. So they want us to head. So it's telling us basically, hey, if you're going into the TV world, you have to come in via Jeunesse. That's it.
First, we need to make sure there aren't any employees milling around out there.
I love this.
Okay,
First,
go,
let me
go,
make sure.
go.
And Teddy's like, fuck that noise.
Squish.
Get out.
Hey, stop squeezing, you
I do love that. I do love that kind of reaction from Teddy there, that little squish. But there we go. And we're safely out, and we've got Yosuke has now got his persona powers. So that's nice to know. So yeah, we're on the right track now.
You guys came back!
Huh? Chie? Whoa, what's with that
Sorry about that.
face?
Yeah, Yosuke is a bit of an asshole here.
Oh,
Oh, the nerve of you guys!
Yeah, Yosuke totally fucking deserved that.
I can't believe this! You guys suck!
I think her performance here is really good.
No, I had no idea what to do! I was so...
Yeah, sounds completely and utterly distraught and so unbelievably worried about
I hate you both!
what happened. And yeah, to be fair, both of us totally deserve that
I think
shit.
That might have kind of sort of been our fault. Maybe we did go a little too far.
That's an understatement, Yosuke,
Let's
buddy.
apologize to everyone. I'm completely wiped
So
out.
yeah, but it's completely
home,
understandable
sit in
why
the shower
Chie would
for a while and get some sleep.
react like that. I mean,
Think.
fucking hell.
I'm gonna sleep well tonight.
The rope was supposed to keep them kind of connected, and it
Well,
immediately
see you
kind
in
of snapped. And, time passes normally in there, so, she's probably been waiting for a long time. So, it's understandable that she'd lose her shit.
Oh, are you
I'm so
surprised
fucking
to
sorry.
see me dressed this way?
My throat is really
My parents sent me out on an errand.
awful today.
Are
So,
you getting used to your new town and school?
yeah, on our way back
I'm
from
glad to hear that. Must be
from
difficult
Jeunesse,
moving
we
to a
end up
place you
meeting
know
up with
nothing
Yukiko.
about. I've never
She's
been
kind
on
of just
Innova,
hanging out here.
so I wouldn't know what it's
She
like
was
to
doing
transfer
some,
to a new school. Oh, are you getting along with Chie? I mean, I
She's
always
doing
leave
some
early,
some
so
stuff for her parents, kind of like running errands for the
I'm glad
for
to
the
hear
inn that they're running.
Chie's very
And so
supportive,
she's
you
just
know?
hanging out here to take a
It's always
break.
her who gives me the little extra push I need. We had homeroom together last year.
I don't
too.
know how I feel about
I
this
still
section,
remember how we'd
about
play class
meeting her
sometimes.
here. I think they're supposed to play it off as like
I
this
should
is
get going.
you
I need
getting
make
to
tomorrow's
know her a
arrangements
little
with our
bit,
head chef.
so that
Our inn can't function without me right now.
it's you getting to know her a little bit
See you
more.
at school then.
But yeah, we don't really get a whole lot. It's just like, yeah, she's chatting with us, talking about how Chie is such a nice girl and how you're doing well in class, and are you getting used to this place and all that.
7 a.m., local high school student Saki
Sorry.
Konishi was found dead in Inaba's residential area. Since the body was positioned
but
similarly to the last victim,
there you go.
and since Miss Konishi was the one who discovered
I don't think
that
it's a
body,
problem
police are proceeding
that she's
under the
not that
assumption
she's
that this may be a serial
know,
murder case
I don't think
related
it's
to the death
a
of
massive
Mayumi
problem
Yamamoto. The
that they do it
coroner's
this
report
way, but I
established
just
Miss
think they could have done it
Konishi's
a
time
little
of
bit
death
better.
at around 1
And
a.m.
maybe had
last
a
night.
more
The body went unnoticed until this
involved
morning as a result
with
of the
everybody
heavy
else
fog
from the
blanketing
start,
the
but
area.
hey, that's how it goes.
Another incident. Dad won't be coming home tonight. But that's
Are you
how
worried
it
about him?
goes. He's a detective, so he's really busy.
Yeah. I think that's the best answer you can give at that one. I don't think there's any really a specific answer though. And so now on TV they're talking about the Amagi Inn for some reason. It's just kind of so yeah, there's a kind of a thing on TV. So they're talking about the talking about the Amagi Inn, and so Yukiko kind of shows up on the TV, and given what we know about what happened with the previous two, the previous two victims that they showed up on TV before they got chucked into the midnight into the TV world. This should be bringing up some red flags.
Oh, I need to do the dishes.
And Yukiko and Chie and Nanako, what the fuck? Is like, this is boring. Come on, let's just go do the dishes. That's more fun than watching the news. Okay, so now you can mess about with the command menu is available, so you can mess about with, your persona. You can look at your items, mess about with your items, all that kind of shit. Time for us to watch TV in our room in the Midnight Channel. So let's see if anything will appear on TV.
In other Inaba-related news, meteorologists are predicting heavy fog throughout the year. The region has seen an abnormal amount of fog over the past few years.
Yeah,
The
and this
cause of
is
climate
the only
change
time
is
this happens,
unknown.
but it's basically
Whatever the
setting up.
reason,
Yeah,
residents
yeah.
of the
For the whole
Inaba
time that you're
area
here,
should
there's
be
going to be a
extra
lot of
careful.
heavy
Our
fog and a lot
broadcast
of
tonight was extended to bring you
announcements,
up-to-date
so
news
therefore
on
you
the
don't really
incident
need to
in
worry
Inaba.
about the fog
The
disappearing
time
at
is
any
now
point.
midnight.
This is just how it is. This is just going to be a thing for the whole time you're in Inaba. And the image on TV is a silhouette appears. It looks to be a woman and she's wearing a kimono. Gee, I wonder who we've seen recently on TV who was wearing a kimono. And so we'll see if we're right, I suppose, soon. But I kind of like that moment, though, where he kind of touches the TV. Because it does make sense that you'd think, well, if I touch the screen, you know, the person who's on the when the person's on the screen, maybe I can find out some more information, or
Do not be alarmed.
you know,
You are
maybe
fast asleep
something
in
can
the
be
real
changed.
world.
But
I have
nope,
summoned you
nothing happens.
within your dreams.
So, fuck. And this is the next time we've been summoned to the Velvet Room. This happens kind of periodically. It happens mostly at the beginning of the game, but and then it becomes kind of a sort of not very frequent thing, but it happens kind of every so often.
Thereby enacting your glorious awakening to your power.
Hold
Sorry.
on to this.
Okay. So now we get the Velvet Key. This basically allows us to go to the Velvet Room whenever we want. There's two specific... Yes, there's two specific places that you can go to enter to the Velvet Room. The first one is on the High Street, next to the like steel metalworks shop, I think. And then the other one is actually in the TV world, which you can access by entering the TV in Jeunesse. So yeah, this is pretty much an introduction to the shit that you can do at this point to do with your persona ability. So
it is very special.
Sorry. Our persona ability is that of the wild card. That basically means that we have the ability to access multiple different personas. We start off with the ability to have 6, I think. I think it's either 4 or 6 to start off with. And then as you level up your character in battle, you get more and more and more of those. I think the maximum you can get is 12 personas at any one time, but that's like overkill, really. And kind of telling us here about social links. Basically, these are basically friendships that you have with everyone. You basically talk to them, and they will, and they'll all be different arcanas. So that basically, if you say, for example, you've got like a chariot arcana persona, if you make friends with someone who is the chariot arcana, then you can basically level those personas up faster, and you can also get more characters. So yeah, it's basically telling us about the basics of, now we've got a persona, we can get more personas, and we can improve, make our personas stronger quicker by doing these social links. But anyway, that's going to be it for this part. Join me next time for the next part of Persona 4 Golden, when we'll be heading off to, when we'll be apologising to Chie after all the shit we pulled, and we'll be seeing what's happening with the next victim. So yeah, see you next time.